you identified that unforgiveness can really block the ability for you to advance forward, which I'm sure you got
Yeah.
firsthand training on that to be able to rebuild,
Yeah.
reestablish the promises that God had spoken over you and your family. How was that process? How important it is for forgiveness?
I had to learn the difference between deliberate sin and iniquity.
Hmm.
I thought they were the same. I thought that because I follow the rules, I do all the things, it was okay for me to hold on to this offense. I mean, I'm not wishing them anything bad to happen to them, but the Lord said, resentment is still a demon, and you are entertaining unspoken sin, which is iniquity, and resentment is iniquity. And even you talking to your husband about it or the people that were involved in this situation, there's such a fine line between relating information and gossiping, and that is iniquity. So I had to learn the difference between willing sin and hidden, unspoken iniquity kind of sin. Resentment, though you're justified, is still a demon. And that was a harsh reality.
Wow.
And I know, I know. And again, intentionality is everything with him. Intentionality is everything um, with you. Intentionality is everything in your relationships and your marriage, and even what you guys are doing and spreading the word. There's intentionality. There's a condition and posture of the heart that I think God honors. If you listen, he will guide you, he will direct you. And he took me through that space where Ruth, you still fellowshipping with the demon. So
Wow. All right, we're taking a little pause here. I know the conversation's so good, but just for a moment, I wanted to remind you, make sure to sign up, subscribe, put on all the notification. You'll be the first to know about our monthly conversations. But I do want to also highlight that, remember, each of these conversations come with a soul care companion, a reflection moment to go back with the Holy Spirit to really take a deeper dive on how to apply what you're listening to. So I hope that you take the time to do that. Here we go. Let's go back into the conversation. In my own story, I understand that now more profoundly. The place of honesty with him that then can circulate, and you think I'm venting or I'm unpacking this, but in the end, it's participating and reiterating the disappointment. Look what they've done and
yeah.
all that, where then it does do such blockage to the will and the call of God reinstating his promise by your choice to say, I will forgive. It doesn't always mean, in many cases, it doesn't mean full restoration, doing life with people that have crossed, certain boundary lines that were not to be crossed. But there is a freedom that he's asking you to surrender in that. There is a purification that happens in us when we take that personal responsibility to say, let me be honest. Like you do a lot of great reflection to go back to reflect with the Holy Spirit, which I
Mhm.
absolutely love. It's the constant work that I do in bringing these conversations, not just to be consumed, but to
Right,
actually go back and sit with the Holy Spirit and unpack, well, how does that actually apply to the condition of your soul and the fragmented
right.
parts of your soul that you need to address? So I really appreciate just even all the questions and reflections that you put here, because that's really truly where the Holy Spirit will renew your mind and
Yeah,
reestablish the story, like
yeah.
redeem what was lost through the narrative that you're surrendering at his feet. You speak of the poverty mindset and how
Mhm,
that too is the
mhm,
spirit, and it
mhm.
limits us to flow through the alignment that is required to build with a kingdom perspective. I'll read this portion and I'd love for you to unpack it. It says, ultimately, you say, a poverty mindset is most obvious when we try to live our lives enslaved to fear and close our hearts to the call of God. Other warning signs that a poverty mindset is ruling the sound like being highly critical of others, having an ungrateful spirit, an unhealthy balance with regards to self-preservation, and a deep-seated selfishness.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I was telling you about unspoken iniquity is the lack of self-reflection, is the lack of self-examination of the heart. At the end of the day, poverty is a mindset. I know a lot of people with a lot of money that still operate under a spirit of poverty. They will hoard money, they hoard memories. There's so many memory hoarders. It's ridiculous. That will hinder God being able to have the freedom to expose you to more, to bring people that you can minister to. Even though that's your heart, you are so full of negative memories and emotions and feelings and experiences that there's no room for God to pour into you. Poverty is a condition of the heart, and it's something that will hinder you for the rest of your life if you don't realize that you need deliverance from a spirit of lack. It's a prosperity book that has zero to do with money and everything to do with wholeness. Wholeness financially, spiritually, and physically. Because what is the point of having so much money if I'm sick? What is the point of having so much money if I have zero relationship with my children? Like, what is the point of all of that? So I wrote that because I know so many people that are so entrenched in the identity of being a victim of something that happened to them and not letting go. And like I said, if you sit in that emotion for too long, it becomes your identity versus what the Father has called you to be and do and fulfill on this earth.
I hope this conversation was of great blessing. And I want to pray what I read that someone prayed over Ruth in her acknowledgement page. She said that someone prayed this over her, and it was, above all, I pray you get a revelation of how much the Father loves you. And Ruth did just that. And I pray that you accept the invitation to also see the lavish love that the Father has for you so you can become all He created you to be. And with that, I just want to say, make sure to grab her book. These are two incredible books that would be of great blessing to be able to support the impact that she is making with this powerful message. Make sure to subscribe and download the PDF, the Soul Care Companion that comes with each of these episodes.